Socio-cultural characteristics of the setting. The setting remains Santiago City, Isabela, home to Santiago Heights Technical Institute, SHTI. Introduction to socio-cultural environment. Santiago City, Isabela, is a dynamic urban center with a rich and diverse socio-cultural environment. The cultural landscape of the city is influenced by its agricultural roots, rapid urbanization, and its position as a regional trade and educational hub. The socio-cultural characteristics of Santiago City are shaped by its history, demographics, values, traditions, and community dynamics. These elements play a significant role in shaping the educational and social systems in the area. The city is a melting pot of different ethnic groups, including Ilocanos, Ibanags, Gaddangs, and Visayans, each contributing to the city's vibrant social fabric. While Santiago City is urbanizing, many traditional practices are still observed, and these traditions continue to impact how people interact with each other and how educational programs are received. Santiago Heights Technical Institute, SHTI, serves as a microcosm of the city's socio-cultural diversity, where students from various backgrounds come together for skill-based learning. The city's social structure is largely hierarchical, with a clear distinction between urban and rural residents, which sometimes creates disparities in access to education and employment. The sense of community is strong in Santiago, where family and close-knit networks are essential in both social interactions and economic survival. Many residents are either directly or indirectly involved in agriculture, with families in rural barangays relying on farming as their primary source of livelihood. The proximity to larger cities like Cauayan and Tuguegarao has contributed to an influx of people seeking better educational opportunities, as well as economic and employment prospects. Ethno-linguistic groups and language use. One of the key socio-cultural characteristics of Santiago City is its ethnic diversity, with the Ilocano-speaking population comprising the largest group, followed by the Ibanags and Gaddangs. Ilocano is the dominant language spoken in Santiago City, used in everyday conversations, family discussions, and community events. It serves as the lingua franca among different groups. However, Filipino, Tagalog, is widely used in formal education and government interactions. Many residents also speak English, especially among the younger generation, in line with the national push for proficiency in English. The influence of other dialects such as Ibanag and Gaddang is still strong in rural areas, where these languages are preserved and spoken daily. Language plays a significant role in education in the city, as it impacts how students interact with their teachers and peers. Many schools in Santiago use a mother tongue-based multilingual education (MTB-MLE) approach, integrating local languages into the curriculum. The wide usage of Ilocano, Filipino, and English within SHTI's programs helps bridge cultural gaps among students from various ethno-linguistic backgrounds, ensuring inclusivity. English proficiency is often considered a marker of social mobility and global competitiveness, which is why many families prioritize English language learning for their children. The presence of language clubs in schools, including SHTI, fosters greater intercultural understanding and linguistic development, which is crucial for career development and social integration. Despite linguistic diversity, there is a shared commitment to learning and language proficiency, particularly in foreign languages like Japanese, which is tied to overseas employment opportunities. Religious. Beliefs and practices religion plays a central role in the daily lives of Santiago City residents. The majority of the population is Roman Catholic, which significantly influences community events, family values, and cultural norms. Catholic traditions such as fiestas, Holy Week observances, and regular church attendance are integral to the city's social fabric. The city also has a number of Iglesia Ni Cristo (ENC) members and Protestant denominations. There are also growing evangelical Christian communities that actively participate in local charity work and social services. Muslims are a minority group in Santiago City, but they contribute to the religious and cultural diversity of the area, particularly in fostering interfaith understanding. Religious festivals and holidays like Christmas, Easter, and the feast day of patron saints are widely celebrated, fostering a sense of community and belonging among residents. Religious institutions in Santiago City, including churches, schools, and other community organizations, actively support education, often providing scholarships, financial aid, and moral guidance to students. Religious values also influence the way students approach their studies, with an emphasis on discipline, respect, and helping others. These values are often reinforced within families, schools, and church groups. The teachings of kindness, respect for elders, and a strong sense of responsibility are common threads across the different religious groups in Santiago City, contributing to a culture of support and solidarity. Family is a core value in religious teachings, and this belief is reflected in the way families prioritize education, with many parents making personal sacrifices to support their children's schooling. Loro sesti. Influence of religious groups also extends to charitable activities within the community, such as donation drives, outreach programs, and health missions, which help improve the quality of life for many residents. Social norms and family structures. Family is the central social unit in Santiago City, and family ties are particularly strong, often extending to extended relatives and close friends. It is not uncommon for several generations to live together under one roof, especially in rural areas, creating a sense of intergenerational support. The family structure is generally patriarchal, with men typically assuming the roles of primary breadwinners, while women take on roles as caregivers and homemakers. However, changing gender roles have seen women becoming more active in the workforce, particularly in the business and educational sectors, with many women becoming leaders in their fields. Respect for elders is highly valued in Santiago City. The community places importance on taking care of older family members, often allowing them to pass down traditions, customs, and life lessons. The strong social norms around respect and obedience also extend to the education system, where students are expected to show respect toward teachers and authority figures. Traditional values and norms around hospitality and generosity are deeply ingrained in the culture of Santiago City. People often welcome guests into their homes and offer food and assistance, fostering a warm, inviting atmosphere. Child-rearing practices are guided by both traditional beliefs and modern educational philosophies. Many parents encourage independence and discipline, but also maintain close emotional bonds with their children. The social structure in Santiago City supports community gatherings, whether at family celebrations, religious events, or public activities, which reinforce social cohesion and cultural identity. Marriage and partnership norms in Santiago City are generally traditional, with most residents getting married at a young age and having large families. However, there is a noticeable shift toward later marriages among younger generations. Adolescents in Santiago City are particularly influenced by the close-knit family structure, where decisions regarding education, career, and marriage are often made with family input. Peer influence is also significant in shaping adolescents' social interactions, which is why schools like SHTI are seen as key spaces for socialization and character development. Cultural practices and traditions. Santiago City takes pride in its traditional festivals, such as the Santiago City Fiesta, which celebrates both the city's patron saint and the community's agricultural roots. These festivals feature vibrant street parades, dances, and religious rites, showcasing the city's rich cultural heritage and unity. Cuisine plays a significant role in the city's socio-cultural landscape. Local delicacies such as empanada, longanisa, and sinigang are popular, reflecting the agricultural and culinary traditions of the region. Family celebrations, particularly during holidays and fiestas, often center around the preparation and sharing of food, symbolizing generosity and unity. Indigenous crafts such as weaving, pottery, and carpentry are also important cultural practices. These crafts are passed down through generations, and their preservation is seen as a way to honor ancestral heritage. Cultural education is an important part of the curriculum at schools like SHTI, where students are encouraged to participate in activities that highlight local traditions and regional arts. The local barangays play a key role in preserving cultural practices. Barangay events often feature local musicians, dancers, and artisans showcasing the artistic talents of the community. Many of the younger generation, while influenced by global culture through social media, still participate in cultural practices, such as bayanihan, communal cooperation, which is deeply rooted in Filipino traditions. Modernity and tradition coexist in Santiago City, where people appreciate both the convenience of technology and the value of their cultural heritage. Santiago City residents also maintain strong ties with their provincial roots, with many families still engaged in farming, fishing, and local trades, ensuring that the city retains its cultural diversity and rural identity. Traditional dances, like the tinikling and pandango sa ilaw, are still commonly performed during festive occasions, preserving cultural continuity. Art and craftsmanship are also seen as forms of cultural expression in Santiago, with local artists frequently organizing exhibits, performances, and cultural exchanges. Many households in Santiago City still adhere to traditional gender roles, although shifts toward gender equality are visible, especially among the youth and in educational institutions. Schools such as SHTI integrate values, education, and civic responsibility into their programs, helping students understand the importance of tradition while embracing modern innovations. The interplay between cultural pride and openness to change is evident in the way people live, learn, and relate to one another in Santiago City. Media. Consumption habits in Santiago City reflect a blend of traditional and modern influences. While local radio and television remain popular among older generations, the youth primarily consume content via social media platforms such as Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. This duality in media consumption helps sustain traditional information sharing practices while promoting access to global trends and ideas, contributing to a more informed and connected community. Educational aspirations in Santiago City are often shaped by cultural values, emphasizing perseverance, excellence, and self-reliance, all of which are considered vital to personal and community success. The culture of utang na loob, debt of gratitude, plays a significant role in interpersonal relationships. Students often feel obliged to excel in school as a way of repaying their parents' sacrifices. Respect for teachers and mentors is deeply ingrained, stemming from both cultural norms and religious beliefs that place educators in high regard. Community service is a valued activity, especially among students. Many youth participate in church-based outreach programs, barangay cleanups, and environmental campaigns, reflecting the communal spirit of Santiago City. Cultural identity is reinforced through various local activities, such as storytelling, oral history projects, and school-based events that honor indigenous knowledge and folk traditions. Santiago City schools, including SHTI, frequently organize cultural heritage weeks where students showcase regional dances, cuisine, costumes, and crafts, strengthening their connection to their roots. Intergenerational learning is encouraged in many homes, where elders pass down moral lessons, life stories, and traditional skills to younger members of the family. In this context, education is not seen as an individual pursuit, but a collective family effort, with academic achievements viewed as victories for the entire family. The arts and literature of Santiago City are slowly gaining attention. Local writers and musicians are emerging, often supported by school-based publications and regional competitions. Gender roles are evolving, especially in educational institutions. While traditional roles persist, there is growing acceptance and support for female leadership in student organizations and academic fields. The youth culture in Santiago City is vibrant, shaped by a fusion of local identity and global influences. Students engage in digital media creation, modern fashion, and progressive thinking, while maintaining respect for tradition. Social organizations such as youth councils, Rotary clubs, and student governments play a vital role in leadership development and civic awareness. The value of education is deeply embedded in the cultural psyche, with parents often working overseas or taking multiple jobs to fund their children's schooling. Bayanihan spirit, communal unity, remains strong in the city. Community members often collaborate in times of need, such as during calamities, school fundraisers, or house repairs. Santiago City also exhibits a culture of hospitality, with guests always being treated with utmost warmth and generosity regardless of social status. Funeral and mourning practices in Santiago City reflect traditional Filipino customs, where the entire community pays respect and assists the bereaved family, reinforcing tight social bonds. Marriage customs include engagement ceremonies and church weddings that reflect both religious and cultural values, highlighting the significance of family approval and community celebration. Festivals like the Patarade Festival celebrate cultural unity and diversity, often featuring parades, street dances, and beauty pageants that showcase ethnic costumes and traditions. Santiago City's cultural activities are often tied to its agricultural calendar, with harvest festivals and Thanksgiving rituals reflecting the people's connection to land and livelihood. Traditional medicine and healing practices are still observed in some barangays, often blending indigenous knowledge with spiritual beliefs. Superstitions and folk beliefs such as pamahian, taboos, continue to influence daily life, especially in rural barangays, although these are gradually declining among younger generations. Respect for nature is a long-standing cultural trait in the city, especially among farmers who perform rituals for good harvests and sustainable agriculture. Schools often collaborate with barangays for tree planting, river cleaning, and environmental awareness campaigns, demonstrating how cultural values align with environmental stewardship. The socio-cultural context of Santiago City emphasizes interdependence and mutual respect, both of which are evident in academic and community settings. Indigenous groups, while smaller in population, continue to advocate for cultural recognition, often working with LGUs and NGOs to promote their heritage and rights. Santiago's LGU supports cultural preservation projects, including the documentation of oral histories and the revival of traditional music and dances. The public market and plaza remain central cultural spaces, where people not only trade goods, but also exchange news, ideas, and build social connections. Social rituals like hand-kissing or manopo are still practiced, especially when greeting elders, reinforcing social hierarchy and respect. In many households, curfews and modest dress codes are implemented as part of family and community norms, promoting discipline and decorum. Students often balance modernity with tradition, using smartphones and technology for education while participating in local prayer brigades, novenas, or barangay fiestas. Migration patterns, especially of OFWs, overseas Filipino workers, affect local culture. Remittances contribute to education, while cultural exchange impacts local attitudes. Returnee OFWs often bring foreign cultural influences, such as food, fashion, or work habits, subtly transforming the community's socio-cultural landscape. Social mobility is often tied to educational attainment, particularly for technical and vocational students at SHTI, who aspire to work in domestic or overseas industries. The city's schools act as cultural mediators, teaching both national identity and regional pride through celebrations, language, classes, and heritage awareness. Peer learning and collaborative projects are encouraged in classrooms to reflect communal cultural values rather than individualistic competition. Gender, ethnicity, religion, and language are seen not as barriers, but as cultural assets, allowing students to build empathy and global perspectives. Conflict resolution is often handled informally in communities through elder mediation or barangay councils, reflecting communal trust and harmony. The spirit of volunteerism is strong in Santiago City, as shown in disaster responses, feeding programs, and school repairs, especially during calamities. The community's resilience is rooted in its socio-cultural fabric, its ability to unite celebrate and recover as one people regardless of adversity. Local schools, including SHTI, support inclusive education, integrating cultural sensitivity into instruction, guidance counseling, and community outreach. Cultural sustainability is promoted through local government support, community initiatives, and school programs that celebrate Santiago's identity. In summary, the socio-cultural characteristics of Santiago City create a rich learning environment, deeply influencing students' worldviews, goals, and social behavior. Understanding these socio-cultural elements allows educators and researchers to design more effective, inclusive, and culturally responsive educational programs, especially in Chapter 3 of a thesis where context matters deeply. If you find this content helpful, subscribe to stay updated on the next tips for writing Chapter 3. Feel free to comment below with topics you'd like us to cover in future content. Thank you!
Late night coffee cup, minds in a race, staring at the screen, trying to find my place. Outlines messy, deadlines tight, gotta make this thesis shine so bright. Sources, research, writing flow, draft and edit, take it slow. Citations right, no mistakes, one more page, oh for goodness sake. Write it, cite it, don't deny it, every word refine, revise it, step by step, don't lose your mind, that degree's about to shine. Lit reviews long, but I push ahead, methodologies got me seeing red. Data's done, now analyze, find the gaps and theorize. Feedback's in, don't be stressed, rewrite, refine, do your best. Presentation's up, take a breath, this thesis stands the test. Write it, cite it, stay excited, all this work, can't deny it. Step by step, you're almost there, the thesis life, it's only fair. Late night coffee cup, minds in a race, staring at the screen, trying to find my place. Outlines messy, deadlines tight, gotta make this thesis shine so bright. Sources, research, writing flow, draft and edit, take it slow. Citations right, no mistakes, one more page, oh for goodness sake. Write it, cite it, don't deny it, every word refine, revise it, step by step, don't lose your mind, that degree's about to shine. Lit reviews long, but I push ahead, methodologies got me seeing red. Data's done, now analyze, find the gaps and theorize.